Hello everybody, welcome to Also Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already and drop a like on this video. Drop a like on this video. About half of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed, so if you fall into that 50%, then please subscribe. I already said the also drop a like thing. I don't know. Sub intros, whatever. You know what to do. Real quick, this video, I realize that what I'm talking about isn't really a problem, but it's kind of something that annoys me. So I felt like talking about it anyway, because this channel is kind of the where I throw whatever the fuck I'm thinking basketball-wise topic channel. Jesus Christ, I'm struggling already. This video is about off-season open run videos of NBA players and specifically them showing off different skills and things like that and how that's supposed to mean anything. The reason why I opened this up by saying it's not really a problem is that I think that most NBA fans are aware of this at this point. But I decided to make this video in regards to a Ben Simmons post that was on Twitter the other day. I think it was like Hoop Central or one of those generic basketball accounts that just posted the clip. It was like, oh, Ben Simmons in an open run with eye emojis, and it's him. I'm going to play the clip over this. It's just him shooting three-pointer from deep, him shooting a pull-up mid-range shot, and then there's a couple of passes after. But the thing is, we have seen clips like this before. We have seen Ben Simmons in these open runs, taking jump shots and off of the dribble, fadeaways from three, all kinds of stuff like that. And we saw it last offseason. We saw it the offseason before. It's just kind of a never-ending cycle, and it's not a thing with Ben Simmons alone. Another thing that annoys me, and this also pertains to Ben Simmons, is workout clips specifically, where they're running drills and stuff with the trainers. And one of them that also happened with Ben Simmons was Ben was in a pick and roll situation, and he had a 5'8" trainer guarding him. So obviously that already kind of discounts the validity of what that actually is. Even if it was a defender to match him, it's still a fucking drill. But the defender on him was playing up on him from behind a three-point line. He got caught on the screen because he didn't go under, as if that's not what literally every defender in the NBA would do. So first of all, I think it's bad to train like that. Obviously, I'm not even close to an expert in that regard, but it's probably not a good idea to train with your defender guarding you in a way that he's not actually going to guard you. So that's a problem. But more so than that, people using these clips to be oh, watch out for Ben Simmons. Now, I think specifically because Ben Simmons is maybe the most scrutinized player in the game right now. In fact, I'd say he probably is. People think he's outright a bum when, hey, he's definitely dropped a lot of spots from where I had him previous, but he's definitely not a bum. Because of that, no one was taking these clips seriously, but it is something that is taken seriously with many other players, and even when it was happening back with Ben Simmons before, he was as disliked as he is now, even though Ben has always been hyper-criticized just because it's fun to point out how he can't shoot to people, even though it's kind of tired at this point. And also the rookie thing with him and Donovan Mitchell, that was that year, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, because he missed the first year of his career. That was silly, and he's been criticized a ton because of that. And my issue is not with Ben Simmons. It's just other things like this. There's Andre Drummond shooting step backs and stuff like that. There's clips of I think the last two off seasons. Not this one, but the two previous of this. There was clips of JaVale McGee shooting three-pointers, and people were like, oh, watch out for JaVale and his three-point shot. He's going to be out there and be a stretch big next season. There was one with Steven Adams. A very common one was Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, pretty much every offseason, there was a clip of him training or in an open run where he was just looking like God, and they were like, watch out for Andrew Wiggins next year. The biggest culprit, and this was specifically when Melo was, I won't say being blackballed, but probably unfairly not being an NBA player, which I was too hard on Melo when that was going on. I was wrong in some regards there. But there were clips of him, the classic Hoodie Melo, the clips of him shooting practice shots and hitting like 20 jumpers in a row, or in an open run and hitting a bunch of jump shots. And it was like, watch out for Melo. Team should be signing Melo. And while sure, Carmelo Anthony was good once he did get signed by the Blazers, and I presume he will be good with the Lakers, it was like the indication was Melo was still like a star caliber player, and like very clearly somebody who definitely was an NBA player. And even though he clearly was with the Blazers, the indication to me, at least it seemed like these clips were what proved that, when in reality, I don't think they were at all. I think what it took for Melo to actually be an NBA player again was to more so buy into the understanding of what his weaknesses were, and to be willing to not be as pivotal a player on the team, not as take as many shots, take more three-pointers, less mid-range face-up stuff, actually trying on defense. Melo has been a not terrible defender as of recently with Portland, because he kind of had to be in order to be in the rotation, in order to be an NBA player again. Like a lot of Melo's weaknesses, he had to just hammer out, and that's the reason why he's been in the league. It's not because he hit 20 jump shots in a row in a workout video, because we knew that. And I think the reason why these clips annoy me, on top of the fact that they are used in bad faith and arguments, rather intentionally or unintentionally, what is annoying about them is that it's almost coming from a disregard of how good NBA players are. Like, this could come off as me like dismissing these players, but in actuality, it's really more so that NBA fans believe that NBA players are not literally gods among the rest of us in terms of basketball ability, when they absolutely are. Like, I think B-Souls tweeted the other day, and it's absolutely true. Like, the 100th best player in the NBA is closer to LeBron than you are to the 100th best player in the NBA. At least the odds are that way for 99% of people who are watching this video, even if you play basketball every fucking day. The odds that you are as good as Alex Caruso are very, very fucking minimal, and Alex Caruso is closer to LeBron than you are to Alex Caruso. I also say this ironically because Alex Caruso had some clip on Twitter the other day from him in an open run. And like, for example, Ben Simmons is a better three-point shooter than you. At least the odds are that way. Like, there's a pretty good chance that Ben Simmons would shoot better from three in an NBA game than you would. And I'd say when I play basketball, if I'm shooting around, I shoot probably 50-60% on threes and just like practicing shooting around, not playing a game, not playing pickup or whatever. And I'd say that's a little bit above average. I shoot pretty well, but that's for a non-professional basketball player, as I think Emio likes to call regular people, Emio NBA storyteller, to actually be a good NBA three-point shooter is such an unbelievable achievement for any human being. Like, you're looking at it from the scale of the NBA players versus NBA players. Obviously, Ben Simmons is a god-awful shooter for an NBA player. He's one of the worst in the league. But against a normal, mortal human being, against normal people, normal non-professional basketball players who are just at the Y or whatever, a jump shot is not, like, he's hitting jump shots as much as I am. If probably more so than you, more so than 90% at least of humanity. That's just how much it takes to be an NBA player. Another element of this is the editing. Obviously, there are some clips where it's just like the Melo thing that I mentioned earlier, like consecutive jump shots made or whatever. But even then, that's selective. If I was recording constantly, there's a couple clips of me making like 15 jump shots in a row, but that's not anything, because it just happens sometimes. And like clips of Ben Simmons making jump shots, I'm sure if we had the full clip of the game, there's plenty of misses in there, a couple of ugly ones even. And that's just kind of how it goes. It's selective, it's dumb, it's used in bad faith and arguments. Really, Ultimately what matters is what you're doing on the NBA court. And if you're a non-shooter on the NBA court, until you prove to me otherwise, you're a non-shooter. That goes for Ben Simmons. It goes for JaVale McGee, Steven Adams, whoever else. The clips of them shooting well in the offseason are meaningless. They just don't fucking matter. Ben Simmons is not going to be taking a pull-up mid-range shot in the NBA. He's not going to do it. At least he's not going to do it on a regular basis, and he's not going to do it well. So until we see something like that happen, these videos are completely pointless and a little frustrating to see them used in bad faith. Obviously, in this example with Ben Simmons, everybody was clowning on him, and I think unfairly so, because even though, yeah, he played bad versus the Hawks, Ben Simmons is still a top 50 player in the NBA for everything he does outside of scoring and shooting the ball. But anyways, that is my thought on that. Again, just kind of a ramble about some random basketball shit I was thinking about, because that's what this channel is for. I'm going to try and do a hot takes video tomorrow, but really I've been neglecting this channel lately because the off season is at the point where it's just a complete drought and there's not much to talk about. So I'm probably going to be doing like quizzes and hot takes and very minuscule topics such as this. Anyways, that is it. Goodbye.